I am ready for whatever comes.
Let's get him. Shoot him. Shoot him.
It's as good as done.
Your character had just landed a critical hit. Critical hits are 150% of their normal damage. I like it.
I've suffered worse.
This guy must be a tank. I can't remember. It's been a long time since I played the beta.
Oh, my ears are ringing.
I think he's a tank.
I took care of this one. One fewer time.
Nice.
To the heretic.
We got Mort. I don't think I'm in a good position anywhere here. I get shot in the back. Abelard might have their attention. Let's go here. That 34% chance to hit him? Oh, he's just out of range. I'll shoot
Who
anyway.
if not me? You never stood a chance.
Yeah. Intern. Space Marine 2 is coming out next year, maybe? I'm interested in that one. If you get a Space Marine in this game, too, which, from what little I know, I'm not sure how that works, because Space Marines are insanely badass. Or take a team with you. Clear a path to the transport line. Do not let a single horseman or survive. Didn't bat an eye when the scum burst at the open deck, Not bad. I've seen many an officer who panicked at the sight of combat on the upper decks. The false sense of security offered by the held position makes them as much more vulnerable than the harsh realities of warp travel. What are your orders? Ward has gone ahead to clear a path for us. If you want to make yourself useful, go after him and see if the arch militant requires aid. Quick about it. So follow Bort. Is this the
Rise
head
to
I need
the
to be?
top, or get left in the dust.
I don't think this is a head that I need to be. Oh, they raised these. Ah! Shooting at me. Port. I want that gun. Actually, I'm supposed to be melee. Thank you, Providence. You're still alive and well. Always on time, eh, Crenard? The moment we finish chasing the riffraff around the deck, you show up. Always just after the fighting's done. You could set your chrono by it. Mort, pull yourself together. What did the Lord Captain send you to Chivius along? We're done here. I'll report right away. A lot of investigation horror like Cthulhu and space. Oh my god, that'd be awesome. Master of Whispers, what is happening to my ship? The Vox Ned is silent. The Vox Master is not responding. Armed assailants have stormed the officer's deck, and my arch militant just destroyed several more heretics on the way there. Is this a severe case of warp madness? Have some of my crew have lost their minds and forgotten who they are and whom they serve? Report. I've not yet received word from the Engineerium regarding any Gellerfield failures, but communications were already unstable a half an hour ago. Now they ceased altogether. However, the cause may be the consequence of spreading fast. I'm receiving scattered reports from the middle decks of the Vox cast, 4 bays, and 1 heretical gibberish. The madmen have already reached the officers' deck, suggests that this outrage was planned in advance, perhaps an organized who'd attempt a mutiny in warp? Lunatics, fools, heretics. The ship houses thousands and thousands of people. Pernicious thoughts of warp-induced delusions could have tainted any one of them. It is difficult notion to accept. Such risks are inescapable. First, we have to confirm the bridge and the navigator's sanctum are secure, and I have the means to do both at once. Ethelthred, where is he? I must know he is unharmed. A Psyker aboard the ship that is potentially being assailed by the warp could possess great threat to himself and to others and the whole army of madmen with improvised weapons. I've tried to locate him, but the last thing known about his movements is he arrived on transitional deck 18. Blast it. Master whispers, find Ethelthred immediately. Seneschal, locate class the sinister battle. Both of them remain at my side. Arch-militant with me. I must go to the study. It appears that he might encounter heretics along the way. Mykillangelo? If I may, Lord Captain. Transitional deck 18 is at the heart of the disturbance, and our goal is to bring Ethelthred back. I could use some support. After all, I'm not as adept as directly confronting enemies as a host of esteemed arch-militant. Take that consideration, Ethelthred's Psyker powers. He's a Psyker too? That is settled. Mykillangelo, find Ethelthred and bring him here. In whatever state you find him. This elevator leads to the restricted compartments such as my personal chambers and the bridge. Do not let me down. I require both of you. Do you understand? I hear and obey. Move out. Port, come. It's a good start to the game. I like this. The mutiny. You're ready to head to 18. It is a long walk. And you don't even have the proper gear. Since I'm a more important person, you can go to the front and shield me from potential threats. Better not fail me. Lord Captain made it clear relying on you is fraught with risk. I'll make do. Lead the way. Of course you will. Lady Theodora never have someone she couldn't rely on as one of her heirs, but that is no longer relevant. He hits me in the abdomen, and you're consumed by an unbearable, gut-wrenching pain. I promised you a special destiny, Mykillangelo. It's time to fulfill it. So is the tabletop one... Does the combat differently? Yeah. So for the tabletop, Hensler, is it just a lot like D&D? Is that what it is, or is it like completely different? Oh, that'll get me up. Just kick me.
Careful, careful. Be gentle with our guest. He has an important mission to complete during our visit to the Warrant Chamber. And for that, I need him breathing. Oh, you are back with us, I see. Delightful.
What is the meaning of this?
You must have hit your head harder than I thought. No matter. Very little is required of you. Just your blood, which you can either share of your own volition.
Well, this game just came out today, so he'd be pretty good at beating it today.
We are in the anteroom of the Warrant Chamber, this void ship's most hallowed vault. There, beyond those gates, lies the relic that gives Theodora all of her power. The sacred Warrant of Trade. Only one obstacle remains on my path to obtaining it. The gates of the chamber are guarded by the Sentinel, an ancient device That will only open the door to a true heir of the dynasty. I expected to do this part myself, but never mind. You will offer your blood to the Sentinel.
What is this? What is it, inbred? Is your blood too thin for the Sentinel?
On the contrary, the Warp's blessing has raised me too much above your kind, Fon Valencius. The Sentinel refused to submit to me. But you can help. After all, isn't that what family is for?
Use psychic powers against him? Let's try it. Close your eyes and try to focus. Then you feel a touch of something sharp. Voidsphere has some sense of shift and warp delivered preemptive strike. Okay, skill tests, unlike passive tests, they are made automatically. In this case, you decide whether or not to select an option. Yeah, this is probably not going to go well. A blade flashes dim light and drops of blood appear on your palm. For a brief moment, you feel nauseated and your head spinning. And then a quiet whisper begins to flood your mind. More and more sourceless voices. Go to the gate, go to the gate. To the void with you. Get out of my head. Alright, I guess I have no choice. Tech use for, okay, I'm a tech at 45. Examine the device. Carefully inspect the design of the cogitator. What immediately catches your eye is a strange alloy that was used as material for the machine's components. Some are unfamiliar to you. Suspect it might be some kind of archaeotech relic. Gonna be enough reading. I don't need to read everything I see. Examine the Sentinel. Same percentile mechanic. This game, basically, the combat is about maneuvers like this, but the rules are very different. Okay. Alright, place my hand in the maw. Jaw clamps around my hand, puncturing your skin and sinking into your flesh. A few drops fall into the servitor's throat, and immediately you hear humming. Several minutes passed.
High levels of caustic humus. The subject is in a state of heightened stress. Do you require assistance?
You don't understand this voice. Oh, so it's in my head, kind of. Yes, I do. Pain shoots through your head. It subsides just as quickly. It would be some entity with your conscious state and does not have the ability to do anything.
Request accepted. Initiating defense protocol.
That one's raring to go. It's shooting before the door even went down.
Well, there is still another way.
I always have a backup plan.
Playing a lot then? Alright, I don't need to look at myself. Let it be known that my will, the true words of the document, I appoint the person to be the bearer of the warrant of trade and bestow upon them, oh my god, this is quick, be the paragon of humanity and broken by adversary, or adversity. Oh my gosh. You guys are just gonna have to read quick. They could have slowed that down a little bit.
Escort the child of the house to safety.
I need to contact someone, preferably Theodora.
Voxcast frequencies disrupted. Initiating setup. Establishing connection.
Voxmaster, restore communication to the Navigator's Sanctum. I'm trying to contact the bridge. If anyone can hear me on this frequency, regroup all available forces and head to the upper decks at once. I repeat, regroup all available forces and head.
Communication protocols breached. Signal latency assessment unavailable. Unable to establish two-way connection.
You might need more than a week to beat the... From what I heard, this game's like possibly 100 hours. I need a weapon. I'm utterly defenseless.
Distance from the current location to the nearest arsenal. Initiating situational calculations.
What madness is happening here? Who are you? Who addresses me?
Temporary obnubilation following acute stress. Mobile unit of the Warren Sentinel standing by.
Obnubilation, huh? Lead me the way.
Middle and upper decks. Assuming the probability of safe placement in areas of concentration of armed units. Calculating. To prevent unauthorized units from breaching the warrant chamber, preemptive sealing must be initiated. The mobile unit will start executing the received order immediately after the safety of the warrant is secured.
Alright. As the game story unfolds, you will see the notification at the top of the screen indicating the status of the current objective have been updated. And new information had been added to your journal, J. Okay, so J. Seal the warrant chamber. I think we should do that.
Let us not dawdle.
Master, whatever are you doing in the warrant chamber? How did you... Throne preserve me, what is the meaning of this?
Kunrad Voitvir is a traitor. We parted our ways in the officer's deck, and he stunned me and somehow brought me here.
What?
His intention to take revenge on Theodora for something, and trying to reach the warrant was somehow part of his plan.
Oh, holy God, Emperor. I presume he is the one responsible for the mutiny. And, Master, I wish to remind you that you are to refer to the Lord Captain as Lady Theodora.
Admitted he was the mastermind behind the mutiny.
Saints' blood! And it is small wonder that the heretics are so well organized. I thought his order to seal the passages between decks was his attempt to stop the attackers from spreading to other levels. But now I see the real reason. It was to stop the enforcers from intervening. At least you are alive, and now safe, Master. Alas, I doubt we can afford to look for a compartment to sit out this disaster. You're in a bad way. I can treat your wounds. I have a Medicaid kit with me. And, for the love of the throne, now is not a good time to be walking around the decks without means of self-defense. Here.
Okay, good. He gave me an axe and a medkit. While you're fighting, Imperium can lose some of their wounds. Your character has suffered an injury being attacked by Kunrad. This happens, the character receives damage. Okay, so we just need here and stuff. Once combat is over, the wounds of the party members replenish automatically, but any injuries they may sustain remain. Okay. So, we got Abelard.
Look no further.
Okay.
Let me help.
I owe you a debt.
I do. Okay, so back to me.
I have a nose for profit and a taste for adventure.
Got new items. I know. We're doing the axe because I am melee. Where's chest? Can I just click? Quit. There's chest. I can't use medical because I don't have Medicaid. Offhand maybe? Can I dual wield?
That is a noticeable improvement. Are you all prepared for the trials ahead? The lower decks are teeming with heretics instigating the rabble to revolt. But that is the least of our problems. The ship's enforcers are rounding up the scoundrels and suppressing the resistance. The situation on the middle decks is much worse, although strike teams have already been dispatched there. All communication with the bridge and the engineering bay was lost. So, Apart from scattered voxcasts, we have no information to go on. But that is not the worst of it. All these jolts and shaking are most alarming. These are signs that the navigator and the master helmsman are having difficulty translating the ship out of the warp and into real space. I fear that they may have already lost control. We must reach the navigator's sanctum and get a handle on the situation. If we can manage that, some aboard this vessel may yet survive.
How'd you find me?
You sent me a Vox message. Specifically, a Voxcast on the officer's frequency, which I had the good fortune to receive. You mean to say you did no such thing?
I think the Sentinel Warrant may have sent that message. It appeared to... it appeared when I opened the chamber.
Warren Sentinel? The Lord Captain barely ever ventures down to the chamber, and I was at her side only once or twice when she did. And I did not see anything of the sort.
Okay.
The Warren Chamber is an ancient and rather sacred mechanism that the ship's tech priests treat with the utmost reverence. I assume that whatever it is that you did, you must have activated certain processes and caused the Sentinel to awaken. But then, why did none of it happen when Lady Theodora did the same?
Well, it asked if I was in stress. I heard one of Theodora's Voxcasts.
Lady Theodora.
Sorry.
Which one? The last one I received was about the Navigator's Sanctum, and that was a good while ago. In any case, let us hope that the Lord Captain is well, and safely in charge of the ship's defense. In the meantime, we must do all we can to prevent the ship from veering off course.
What can we expect to find in the Navigator's Sanctum?
During warp transit, the Sanctum is closed to all who are not involved in traversing the Imperium. And for good reason. For the Navigator to open their third eye and perceive the way, the Sanctum must be bathed in the energies of the Immaterium. Only a Navigator can withstand such an ordeal. For the rest of us, any contact with the warp is fraught with perils such as loss of sanity, spontaneous mutations, and death.
Pretty harmless to me. Alright. Navigator Sanctum, lead the way.
Absolutely. Let us proceed.
To arms, loyal sons and daughters of the God Emperor. Fight the heresy and corruption that threatens to consume our home, and with all your might, destroy those who have dared.
The Lord Captain is calling her crew to battle, which means the Vox networks are set up for broadcast transmission, not message exchange. Splendid. While the rogue trader inspires proper resolve to fight in her subjects, you and I shall prove that her trust in us is well deserved. Onward!
You're off to work. I'll check back once you get fun. Alright, well, thanks for stopping by. Combat begins with the tactical phase, during which the character cannot attack or take... Okay, so we place ourselves. Well, I'm a tank, so... Who's first? I first? I am first. Bring me... here. Abelard. Here. Start. See how I'm able to withstand these being up front here. Combat abilities. Your character, after depending on their archetype, available abilities are located at the bottom right of the screen. Okay. So, Iron Arm. Target gains 10 strength and toughness until the end of combat. These are my AP. What's my AP to attack? Got Strike. Single attack with the equip. Okay. Swing Strike affects 2 enemies. Here, maybe I can hit 2? I can hit 2 there. And Sweep. This attack affects bleeding on a target. So if I run here, it's all my movement points. Wait, I can't move there. Why does it show that green? Okay, we'll move there. Character with melee weapons can make attack of opportunity if an opponent is adjacent cells initiates movement. You can also be triggered by some abilities. Okay. So, oh, I guess I could have used charge. So this requires 1, and my attack requires 2. Okay, so I got 4. So let's do Iron Arm. Me.
I'll see to it personally.
That's right, we'll point at him. So if we do swing. I can only hit 1. Hit
I'll
him.
make it. Your end was inevitable.
Charges a straight line, launches a melee attack against any target in the warrior's path. This attack does not count towards the limit of a warrior's attacks per turn. Okay. Okay. Charge!
I'll see to it personally.
I know.
You never stood a chance.
Be careful. Companions can get hurt by your burst shots or area attacks. Okay, so friendly fire. I'm out. Not sure how I parried that, but hey. Your new companion, a warrior. Okay. Well, I don't need to charge at the moment, so let's cleave. Oh my god, does he have a chainsaw sword? I think he does. Does he have a chain? Yeah, he does. Awesome. Okay. I can charge there. What's this? Brace for impact. For 1 round, the Navy officer and their allies in 3 cells radius gets 2 deflection. So, can I charge without hitting me? Try it.
It will be done.
Oh, you missed him. Okay, entered.
Mere pain won't stop me.
Oh, I'm like taking 0 damage. This is awesome.
On it.
That's so badass.
I'll see to it personally.
Oh, I didn't kill him.
A tactically sound approach.
I thought so.
Victory is imminent. Reduced to dust.
I want a chain sword. Chainsaw sword is awesome. Okay, so I leveled up. Okay, do I add any points to here? So right now we get to choose a skill. Carouse. This skill affects by the toughness. It represents the ability to resist negative effects. I like it. Ability to. This is based on. Based on strength. To traverse difficult terrain. Leap over. Okay. Fellowship. Demolition is agility. Medicae. Essential to detect the cure injuries of characters suffered in combat. It also increases the number of wounds restored by medkits and allows the use of higher quality medkits. So, it had nothing to do with my heals, though. Okay. Prevents knowledge about the nature of warp entities and their twisted physical manifestation may give you access to new dialogue options. I'll give you the thumbs up of what's better. I think I'll do negative effects. I think that's probably good for a tank. Okay. Done? Chose it? Oh, complete. Okay, I'm level 2. Do I get points into this? Reputation. So we got... Oh my god, I'm gonna hack these. Drusians, Explorators, Fellowship of the Void, Casbalacia, Casabalaca, Mission, Imperial Navy. Profit factor, none. I got an old injury. Injury wasn't healed in time. It can be healed with a med kit, but it requires passing a Medicaid skill test. So I thought he healed me. Responsibility. So we're gonna stop add points to these at the moment. When do we add points to these? I wonder. Armor is 20%. Dodge is at 45%. Dodge reduction. Parry. Okay. 60% parry. That's awesome. And they got deflection. This deflection determines the amount of damage deducted whenever enemy hits the character. Okay, so whatever my deflection is, and then I take a certain percent, like right now 20% of less damage. Okay. Apparently I don't put points into these. When do I get my Psyker abilities? Okay, Abelard.